YouTube world, you already know what it is. You already know who it is. It's the Outlier B, and we right back. Bat you cats with another video. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I know a lot of times this is the day people have been waiting for. They go in on Monday and just count down till Friday. And that's cool, man. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I definitely understand it. But for me, it's most definitely a little different, y'all. Most definitely a little different. I'm a brother who just happened to get into something that they like. It's not the exact field. I just think it's dealing with data, man. I truly enjoy dealing with data. I truly enjoy breaking down information. I truly enjoy presenting these ideas. So I think I'd have been doing this no matter what, my people. But that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about more about diabetes, man, more about diabetes. I'm gonna tell you what's happening with that a little bit, how we plan on solving it, and how we plan on getting things back to the way they need to be, my people, to the way they need to be. But before we do that, we want to give it up to anybody on the check-in. Anybody on the check. When you're checking in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if this is something that you're into. And what is this? Nothing special. Just a regular dude on his way to work, talking about the things of the day, speaking about the things of the day. So when you check in, let me know where you checking in from, what time it is over there where you at. And also, let me know what you got planned for the weekend. What you got planned for the weekend. It's a beautiful morning out here in Freeport, New York, my people. A beautiful morning. Nice and cool. You can breathe. The air is a little bit crisp. It's not as hot as it's been the last couple of days, but it feel good out here, man. It feel good out here, you know? We got 16 people on the check-in. Hit that like button, my people, if this is something that you're into. It's a regular brother walking down the street talking, man. Just a regular brother walking and talking down the street. But y'all, I made an area, man. I made an area. I really meant to say I made an error. But my grandfather, y'all know he's from the South. He's no longer with us, but I remember he used to always say that instead of error, because y'all know people from the South. A lot of them really ain't have a lot of education when they came up to New York back in those times. So he used to mess up mad words and it used to be hilarious. He'd say, I made an area when he meant to say I made an error. We'll be watching Westerns. I remember them old Westerns that used to come on. I used to have mad cousins and we'd make mad noise in the house, break something. And our punishment was we have to get and sit in the den. Yo, that's kind of crazy now that I think about it, man. So our punishment when we was growing up was this. Say we was being bad, making mad noise. They'll put us in the living room with our grandmother or grandfather and make us watch TV with them. And for us, we were so active and wanted to be outside so much that that was truly a punishment to come inside and watch TV as a kid. That was a punishment. Yo, we used to hate that. They used to do the same thing like in the afternoon. Like my grandparents, they Southern. So they used to have, uh, they used to plant stuff. You know what I mean? They used to have a garden. And my grandfather, he used to have like a line where you can't go through. He'll put up like a line with sticks, and then he'll have like string covering it so nobody could step into the garden. And say somebody's shoe prints was in that damn garden, all the kids was getting the beating. Like all the kids. Like, and it was mad of us too. So all of us would get a beating. If one person's shoe print was in his damn garden, yo. That's how it was. It was hilarious. So they used to bring us in and make us watch TV. And nah. So yeah, I made an error, y'all. I definitely made an error, man. I thought my doctor's appointment was yesterday when it's really today. When it's really today. And the brother been feeling, I'm not as energetic as I normally am. Haven't been as energetic as I normally am. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, my diabetes, I haven't had my medication right for a couple of days. So my sugars, I definitely feel them running high. I definitely feel them running high. We got somebody on the check-in. They said, dark blue. Dark blue, what's that? Somebody said hello. What's going on? What's going on? How you feeling today? Where you checking in from? Look, where you checking in from? Where y'all coming in from, man? Let me know what it's like in y'all city, in y'all country. Let a brother know. Somebody said, dog, you gotta stay healthy. Facts, facts, facts. Somebody said, hi, what's going on? I'm speaking using translation. Okay, okay, where you from? Where you from? So yeah, let me get back to that diabetes stuff. So, I've been tired lately. Definitely been tired. Been waking up a lot out of my sleep in the morning to go pee. All of that stuff. All these are high signs that my sugar is high. My sugar is high. But I'm gonna tell y'all a little something about the industry when it comes to your sugar and stuff like that. So it's recommended that once your diabetes is under control, then you need to see an endocrinologist every 3 months, right? Every 3 months. Now, with diabetes, they'll give you like a script for your insulin and your insulin intake for, we usually do it for like every 3 months. So I get a 3 month refill. But the way they got things set up is that you have to see your doctor they force you to see your doctor every year, because if you don't see your doctor in a year and one of your prescriptions, you need a refill on your prescription. If you haven't seen the doctor in over 6 months, they're not gonna refill your prescription. So now it's like a way of them forcing you to go see your doctor. Now, that's a good thing because insulin is very dangerous. Insulin is something that you could overuse. You could use it incorrectly, and you could have real bad issues if you're giving yourself too much insulin. You're not giving yourself enough insulin. And a lot of times you do need a doctor to help you manage this because our bodies change as we get older. Our bodies most definitely change as we get older. So, I mean, it's a good thing and it's also a bad thing. So, for a brother like me, who, like, honestly, I don't need the insulin doctor to tell me anything. Like, my body is so fine tuned to my sugar that I could tell you when it's dropping. I could tell you how much insulin I need. I could know like how I'm feeling right now. And I'll say, okay, let's say I eat this. And I know, like, say I eat a slice of pizza right now. And I know my sugar is probably like around 230, 245. And I eat a slice of pizza. I know I'm gonna have to cover myself like 4 or 5 units in order to keep my blood sugar down. Now, just knowing this calculation, I know, okay, I start to see how I feel. And I'm like, all right, if my sugar's getting too low, I need to carry something with me because low sugars is it's the worst thing. But let's go into the comment section. Somebody said bye bye. Come on, let's see what this week. Do. Okay, somebody said hello from California. What's going on? Gouda Rez, what's going on? 1175. What up? Straight from Cali. From Cali to New York. What up? Somebody said bye bye. Somebody said Washington State. Holla Thunder. Okay. Hella Thunder. Okay. Mad Thunder out there in Washington State. That's definitely a place I would love to go to Washington. Somebody else on the check-in said, I am Japanese. All right. We up with my people in Japan. That's another place I see videos on. My friend, I got one of my best friends. He married, his wife is Japanese. And they go to Japan. He always sending me pictures like, yo, if you go to Japan, you make sure Japan is your last stop because you're gonna want to move to Japan. So shout out to all my people in Japan. Somebody said, please tell me slowly what language you speak. I speak English. I speak English. English. Next person, he said, yeah, for sure. You got to stay healthy with that SHIT. I got MPA. and I gotta go every 2 weeks. What's MPA? What's MPA? You said you gotta go every 2 weeks. That's crazy. Somebody said that sound okay. Hello, that mean hello. Okay, okay, you finally schooled me. People been dropping that sign on me for the longest, and I never knew what it was. And you just schooled me right there. It means hello. All right, you learn something new every day. Shout out. Shout out to you. Somebody said, hey, hello, do you remember me? Chloe Kath. Chloe. From yesterday. From yesterday. What was we talking about yesterday, Chloe? I remember responding to something we were speaking about. Damn, I forgot the topic, but I think I remember you from yesterday, right? Somebody else said, okay, thank you, man. You definitely schooled me. You definitely schooled me. So yeah, that diabetes stuff is kind of crazy, man. You know? And then again, you can have all the world wish, the best wishes that you want in the world. But at the same time, if your body telling you can't do it, you can't do it. And that's a sign of having poorly controlled diabetes is when you are fatigued. When you fatigued. And it's not a fatigue that you would know if you don't have diabetes. It's a whole different type of fatigue. It feels like your your damn your organs was working hard. Yo, y'all ever been that tired where your fucking organs hurt? Your liver, your pancreas, or what was left, your heart feel like it's been pumping all day. That's how that fatigue of diabetes feel, man. You're thirsty, and it's like a crazy thing because you get thirsty, then you drink stuff, and then it doesn't quench it. But depending on what you're drinking, it make you want to drink more. So I'm telling y'all, diabetes is a real disease, son. Diabetes will get you. It'll get you, yo. Y'all don't want diabetes, man. Y'all do not want diabetes. We got somebody else on the check-in. Let me see, go back up. Somebody said, okay. Somebody said, Conitha, okay. Somebody said hello. Somebody said my age and my parents and Finn. Yes. I do remember, Chloe. I do remember. Somebody said hello. I'm a fan. Can user hi summer? User hi summer kid. Okay. Somebody said bye. I have to go for dinner now. All right. Have a great dinner. Don't eat too much. Somebody said smoke weed, dude. He said smoke weed. Uh, should I smoke weed? I used to, man. I don't mess with the weed no more. I definitely don't mess with the weed. I like the RSO oil, man. I think I told y'all about that before. Whenever I could find some RSO oil, it's legal out here in New York. So I ain't saying nothing that's against the law. I usually like the RSO oil, and I like also gummies. I do some gummies. So I do tincture, I do gummies, and I do RSO oil. I don't really smoke because I don't, like with my lungs and stuff, I can't, you know, I don't like stuff messing with my lungs like that. You know what I mean? Next person was that you was talking about how you got to go to the doctor for insulin. MPA is a disease where your body attack its blood cells, and I got to get steroids every 2 weeks to keep the MPA down. Oh, okay. Wow. How does that happen? How did you get that? Is it genetic, environmental? How did you get that? And I'm sure that that's a full-time struggle, So, damn, peace be with you, my brother or sister. Peace be with you, man. Those types of things are definitely hard to deal with, man. Definitely hard to deal with. I definitely feel you. I have pancreatitis, which resulted from my pancreas being taken out. So it's a real strict diet. Whenever I do things that I'm not supposed to do, my stomach hurts. I think I explained that stuff to you. I'm not putting my level of pain on your level, but just saying I could definitely relate. Can definitely wait. Somebody said, don't smoke weed. All right, don't smoke weed. All right, don't smoke weed. Gotcha. All right, don't smoke weed. Gotcha. We got somebody else on the check-in saying, godless New York. Godless New York. Said New York is godless. Okay. New York is godless. I mean, some people could say that, some people won't. Uh, I guess it depends on the neighborhood. I definitely depends on the neighborhood. Some people in certain spots, they definitely are more uh religious than others, but we tend to not really talk about those types of topics on this platform, but I got my ideas. Sometimes I will drop some stuff. So you got to keep on listening, keep on listening. Somebody said, I haven't eaten yet. We have to wait for the second for my dad to be paid so we can get food. Damn, man. So you got to wait for the second for your dad to get food. Oh, okay, Chloe. Okay, okay, okay. I think you had 17, 14, and 21, right? 17, 14, 21. I remember sevens. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. What state you in, man? What state you in? What state are you in? But yeah, diabetes and them type of diseases, man, they simple, man. Simple. Like it seems so simple. So simple. I was speaking about my grandfather earlier, and honestly, he was one of the strongest father figures that I had in my life. Of course, I had my father in my life, so I ain't gonna take anything away from my father. But my grandfather, straight from the South, had 11 kids, man, moved from North Carolina out here to New York. My grandmother did not work. It was definitely a different time in New York City. He bought a house out here in Long Island, moved the whole family there. I never seen this guy call out from work once. He used to work for the parks, the town, Hempstead, and he used to drive home like a tractor. So he always used to look like a farmer, yo. Old, you know what I mean? Like light skin, man from the South, tall, like 6'3", had deep voice like mine. I think I got my voice from him, you know? So and he used to be in the band too. He used to be in the band. So my grandfather was the man, definitely was the man. But I watched his poor eating habits take him out, man. I could remember him and my grandfather, mother, both of them had diabetes. So I watched his diet take him from being so strong to being so skinny to getting an infection in his foot to them having to amputate parts of his leg. The last time I seen him was he was just laying in the bed, couldn't really move. And I saw it from years and years of seeing those little diabetic syringes on the table and they still drinking Coke. Like my grandmother and grandfather, they love Coca-Cola, son. They used to get the 2-liter joints and just be drinking them. My grandmother was from the South. She cooked greasy foods. There's nothing against them. They didn't know any better. They definitely didn't know any better. And during the 80s and 90s, the coverage for diabetes was much, much, much different. But I'm telling y'all, man, take care of yourselves. Yo. Take care of yourselves. Somebody said, I have a job. I usually work for my neighbor. I clean neighbors' yards and babysitting. So I'm waiting for him to call my mom, and money has been tight. Oh, all right. All right. So when your next check? You're very, very, very young for you to have to contribute to the family like that. That's kind of wild, man. That's definitely kind of wild. So they kind of depended on your money also as a 14-year-old. That's that's crazy. It's crazy. Somebody said, no, MPA is rare autoimmune disease. I was just born with it. Okay, just born with it. Okay, it's an autoimmune. I got to do some research. I definitely got to do some research. It's an autoimmune disease. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, man. But hold your head. Hold your head. Definitely hold your head. I see you surviving with it. More power to you. Definitely keep you in my mind. And best wishes. So somebody said, but it ain't genetic. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to do some research. I got to do some research. Half Wellesley said, who's that? Somebody said, I'm 14 and I usually get paid 120. That's 120 a week or 120 every 2 weeks. 120 a week and 120 every 2 weeks. Somebody said, diabetes type 2 is choice. He said diabetes type 2 is choice. I would say so. I would say so. I would definitely say so. But you got to realize too, here I'm about to go and sound mad liberal. But what I do in my life, I definitely have to be cognizant of these types of things. We got to realize that people use food for different reasons, man. People use food for different reasons. Some people are addicted. Some people, they have life experiences and then they go for what would comfort them. And for some people, that's food. You know what I mean? Some people it's drugs. You know, some people smoke weed. Some people do coke. Some people mess around with some crack. You understand what I'm saying? Some people have sex. Different people do different things, and some people rely on food. You understand what I'm saying? Some people it's cultural. This is the only type of food that they was raised on. You know, so I don't try to point no finger at nobody and be like, yo, you need to do this and you need to do that. You know what I mean? We got somebody else on the check-in. They asking me, how are you, bro? I'm good. Johanda, what up? I'm chilling. How about you? Somebody said, did you fart, bro? Nah, I ain't fart, man. You chill. You funny. Somebody said, early morning stroll. Yep. Early morning stroll. I'm on my way to Wizard. I got to catch a 5 o'clock train right up there. It's kind of close, you know what I mean? I'm going to make it. You feel me? Somebody in here talking about they're talking about Israel. We don't get into that type of stuff. Somebody said diabetes type 2 isn't a choice, man. Eating more sugar increases risk. But my half sister was raised in the same house, but because her mom had diabetes, she also had diabetes, and I don't. Yeah, true. But diabetes can be passed down on from parents, and it increases, your risk factors. But for some people, diet does contribute to it. You know what I mean? Diet definitely does contribute to it. So it's like, depends on the different types of diabetes you have. Some people bodies, they don't process sugars the same way. Sometimes some people don't produce the same enzymes as everybody else. So the science is still out. Science is definitely still out. But you can control your diabetes by your diet. Some people can. Somebody said this place is nice. Thank you, man. Thank you. Somebody said diabetes is a conspiracy theory, not real. All right, that's what up. You said it ain't real. I think people had diabetes since the beginning of time, man. The beginning of time. But I'm over here at 7-Eleven about to go make me a tea. My people, thanks everybody for checking on. I'm gonna catch y'all again tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. But next week, Monday.